I don't know if this is going to start a t-shirt war with Sean the Book Maniac, but I thought I'd show you my new t-shirt. Hey BookTube, it's Kim at Middle of the Book March. I wanted to do a tag today, and this one was so simple that it's like I could definitely do that with very little preparation. This is the book buying history tag by Vivka. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and I apologize in advance if I didn't. And her channel is One Book, One Review. And there are 2 prompts on it, but this is going to be a very chatty tag. It's so simple and such a great concept, and it just allows any of us booktubers or creators who decide to do this to just talk about some bookish stuff. So, number 1 out of 2, where do I get my books? Store, library, online, etc. I pretty much get my books everywhere and in any way to acquire them. However, I do have limitations because I am super cheap and I don't really enjoy spending a ton of money on books. I don't like buying full price books. Once in a while I have, and I'll show you a couple of those. I buy my books in person. I buy them at independent bookstores. I have gone into larger box stores, but I really hate doing that. There's one smaller-ish chain, Books A Million, called BAM. That's what we call it in our house, BAM! And we do go there, but I go there for the bargain section because the one that we go to is a giant bargain book section. So I've really scored some deals there. Let's see, I love buying used books. There's a great used bookstore about 20 minutes from us that I've gone to several times, and I've bought several of my slipcase books there and some older books. It's a great antiquarian bookstore. I just did a bookshop spotlight for the local bookie in Conway, New Hampshire. I spent a whole ton of money there buying used books, and all of them are in fantastic shape. And, we just did a road trip a couple weekends ago to the used book superstore, and it was about an hour and 20-minute drive, completely worth it. Everything, again, they have books in all different conditions, but I usually look through them pretty carefully, and I will buy books that are in really great condition, that are not beat up and not moldy or anything like that. I buy used books online as well, and that gets dicey because you never know what condition you're going to get a book in. Everything is subjective. Somebody's very good could be somebody's average or acceptable. So let me show you some of the books that I've purchased, and I'll tell you where I've gotten them. Let's see. I'll show you 2 that I bought full price. One of them I bought at an independent bookstore, and one of them I bought online. My current book that I'm reading for my In Real Life book club is The Lions of Fifth Avenue by Fiona Davis. Fiona Davis writes historical fiction set in New York City, and she's usually writing about a specific landmark or historical building. And this one is set in the New York Public Library, which is absolutely amazing, one of my favorite places to visit. And this one I bought full price at an independent bookshop, again, in North Conway. It's one of our favorite places to go. And it's a store that we love, and I thought I'm going to support them and buy a full price book. And I also found a small pile of bargain books, and I think I found a used book as well that was in great shape, so I bought that one. This one I bought online, and this is Emily Wilson's The Odyssey. Emily Wilson's the translator for this edition of The Odyssey, and I bought this one online, brand new. It's the paperback, and I was waiting for this to come out in paperback. And look, French flaps and deckled edges. So that's my favorite kind of paperback. And it is Homer's The Odyssey. So I think I got a discount on it, but it was brand new, full price. The other thing I love to do is go thrifting. And there's a couple of Goodwills close to us. There's another thrift shop that sells books. And I found Jean Kyung Frazier's Pizza Girl at a thrift store for $4. And it looks like nobody ever read it. It's like in brand new condition. And I haven't read it yet, but I'd like to read this soon. I actually was hoping to fit this in for Pride Month, but I haven't been able to get to that one yet. This one I found at the Dollar Tree. We have a couple of Dollar Trees in my town, and every time I go, they have a big, giant, messed up shelves filled with books, and I always look. And I found The Assassination of Margaret Thatcher by Hilary Mantel in hardcover, brand new, and it doesn't even have the bargain remainder mark on it. And for $1 at the Dollar Tree, because it's called the Dollar Tree and everything is $1. So I found that one. I found this one I showed you already. I just finished Bastard Out of Carolina by Dorothy Allison for the Barter Hordes Backlist Book Club. This was a used book that I bought at the local bookie. The video that I posted a couple of weeks ago was my bookshop spotlight, and I had some video footage, but that's where I found this one. And the original price on this book was $13, and I think I found it for $4 or $5, so I bought that one used in exceptional condition. So, and this next one I bought used online. This is our July selection for the Barter Hordes Backlist Book Club, and it is You Must Remember This, a novel by Joyce Carol Oates. And again, when I buy used online, I check for the condition. I like to see a text description of what the seller thinks the condition is to them. This one was listed in very good condition. I don't necessarily mind if a book is yellowed or aged, but I don't want it to have mildew marks. I don't want it to smell, and I don't really want it to be beat up. So this one was in really good shape, and we'll be holding on to this one for July. And what else? Oh, my absolute favorite place to buy books, to acquire books, is the library sale. And in all of 2019, I was looking on my library sale website. I will link it below. I've talked about this ad nauseum several times before, and I will put the link, the website below. It's booksalefinder.com, and it will tell you all the library sales in your state for the entire month, and then it goes forward several months, and it tells you which libraries and which towns. And, I'm still grieving the fact that 2020 offered absolutely zero library sales. There are a few libraries that have since reopened, and they have bookstores in them, or they have a library sales at the same time every year. And this one was this is in a town about 20 minutes from us that has the same sale annually. Actually, they were going to try to do it twice a year. They clearly did not do it last year. They weren't able to. When I went, the paperbacks were 50 cents and the hardcovers were $1. And I walked out of there with a bag, I think 20 books, and my husband picked out several for our daughter, and I think he got a couple, I got a stack, and I spent $11. So I got 3 hardcovers and a paperback, and I'm going to show you these real quick. For 50 cents, I found In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. She was the author of The Dinner List, I think. Yes, The Dinner List. And I had a woman at work, she's also a reader, and she recommended this one. It's not normally what I would gravitate towards. This is commercial fiction, and I think I had The Dinner List and never read it, and I think I may have donated that. But she was talking this book up so much that I found this one brand new for 50 cents at the library sale. I found The Dew Breaker by Edwidge Danticat in, again, hardcover, brand new condition, deckled edges, bonus. And because it's hardcover, it was $1. And this is, I don't remember if this is, it looks like a novel. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, let's just go with that because I'm not gonna do a big description of each of these books. That would take too long. But she's a very well-known author, and I was very glad to find this. My secret at library sales is you basically have to pick through every single thing. What I do is I do a quick scan, and this particular library sale has tables set up, and they have the books standing on edge like this so that you can see the spine, you can see the title. So you need to basically go through all of the spines to see if something jumps out at you. And that's how I find half of the books. And then I will go back and I will look through every single spine quickly. But I've also found another 5 or 6 books that way just by perusing a little more slowly. So I did find The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. I have never read her books before, and I've had several friends who have loved her books. Again, not an author that I would typically gravitate towards, but this one is about books and reading and a traveling library. That's pretty much what I know. And I had a very good friend. I have a very good friend, one of my best friends in book club, who loved this book and said, you have to read it. It's all about books and reading and traveling libraries. And so I found it in, again, I'm going to get repetitive, brand new condition for $1. And this one is, I saw this on somebody else's channel and I don't remember who, but this looks super good. And it may have been, gosh, I don't know if this was Sean's or Charlotte's channel. I don't remember. Sean the Book Maniac. And Charlotte, who is, used to be Tired Mama Tries to Read. And I am going to find her channel, her new channel name. Hold on just a second. Okay, Charlotte's channel name is Bookish Mama Blooms. So I think a combination of her channel and Sean the Book Maniac's channel, I first heard of this author who is Irish. She's either Irish or Welsh, and I'm not exactly sure which one is correct, and I apologize for that. I'll try to find that information and put it in the description below. But this is The Lesser Bohemians by Emer McBride. And I loved this cover. And the spine was the thing that got my attention. And then I recognized the author's name. In The Lesser Bohemians, an 18-year-old Irish girl arrives in London to study theater and is instantly enthralled with the energy of the city, the lights of the stage, and the potential romance that each new encounter holds. I'm not going to read any more, but yeah, I heard of the author, and I think both of those booktubers really enjoy her writing, so I picked that up for $1. Same thing, in perfect condition, and it's got deckled edges. And another one that's hardcover with deckled edges. One of my favorite places to buy books is Book Outlet, which is online, bookoutlet.com. And they often have brand new fiction. Usually when a new novel is coming out in paperback, they will have the hardcover at a bargain price online. And I picked this up, I don't remember when, but this is The Night Watchman by Louise Erdrich, who just won the Pulitzer Prize. So I have had this for a few months already, and I think, I don't remember, it was probably a third of the full price on a hardcover book, so I was able to get that one. And these Book Outlet sells brand new books, and they have a remainder mark on the bottom usually, or the side, but they are basically a website for bargain books, and that's where I found that one. And one of the last places I acquire books is at my local library, and this one is After the Last Border by Jessica Goudeau, and this is one of my nonfiction selections for the BookTube Prize, so I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but I checked this out from my library, and my library, it's a small town library, but it's pretty good. This one I actually had to do a interlibrary loan for because they did not have it. It's brand new. I think I'm the first one to check it out. So, and I always love when that happens. And I also do buy ebooks. I buy books from Amazon because I own a Kindle, and I usually buy Kindle deals or bargain Kindle books. I subscribe to a newsletter. I think it's a Book Riot newsletter. And they send me a daily list of bargain Kindle books. So I usually look at that every day and have gotten some good deals for that. So that's my question number 1. Question number 2 is, how do I choose the books I get? If I'm buying used or if I'm buying books from a library sale, I will usually recognize the authors, or I would have already seen a book on somebody's channel or in a newsletter or wherever. I'm usually paying attention to Goodreads recommendations or even Amazon recommendations. Not very often. A lot of them come from my in real life friends who are readers, and they say, oh, you got to read this book. This was so good. All different sources. I basically just pay attention. If I'm at the bookstore, I will look at books that have a nice cover. I don't ever buy based on what a book looks like, but that is what's going to grab my attention, and that is what's going to get me to pick it up and read the blurb. How else do I choose? That's pretty much it. I might hear about a book on a show or the radio. I might hear an interview somewhere. Yeah, and honestly, if I'm browsing online or if I'm browsing in a bookshop, especially a used bookstore, I'll pick things up that I have no idea what they are, and I'll start reading the description, and if it sounds interesting, I'll buy it. I think I already said that, if I recognize the author at a library sale. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I acquire and I find out about books in any and all possible ways I can. So book buying for me is super fun. It's even better if I'm buying a book for 50 cents or $1 at a library sale. And, you know, I think there are times when I've listened to other booktubers talk about shopping independent, and I do that. And sometimes I feel guilty that I don't do it enough, but I also try to remind myself that just talking about books with other people and building up authors' books and talking about them online, hopefully that gives some authors exposure. But quite honestly, I'm not always reading new releases. I'm rarely reading new releases right when they come out. There have been only a few exceptions. So when I have showed a book on my channel, it's usually been out for at least several months. I'm usually late to the party. So that's it for me for this tag. Let me know if you've read any of the books I showed you, or how you acquire your books, what kind of books you like to buy, and write a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.